I love it. Switch it up for a while. We will get one extra viewer, and they're going to be completely upset with us. Welcome, everybody, to SQW, the switched episode. I am Dolly All Holds Barred Demovsky. Joining me is John.
Terrible time zone Kehoe.
That's correct, because you will be able to. You'll be up late watching the Nintendo Switch presentation.
If I say that badly, yes.
If you said that late at all, and then of course pre-orders go live like an hour after the presentation is done. So, yeah. And also joining us is JJ.
Off to work in an hour.
Holder. I love it. It's good having our wrestling nicknames as we begin each show because they're so timely.
Excellent. You'll be able to look back on it and remember exactly what you were doing during
just completely based on the names that we're using. Yeah. I took a nap earlier, which is something I needed to do before this. You're 12:30, so you've got it toughest, John. It's only 11 o'clock my time. For those who don't know, we're going to be watching the Nintendo Switch presentation because it's Nintendo and they got the new console and all that.
My wife is bringing me chocolates. Come in, Wanda. You can say hello.
Oh, hey.
Oh, my hair. Who cares? It's only the world watching you.
It is Wanda, Queen of Chocolates, Kia.
He says you're the Queen of Chocolates. This is JJ and this is Dolly.
Hi, guys.
Hello. Virtual chocolates going through the screen right now. Thank you.
She can't hear you. She can't hear you at all, but
that's totally fine. Maybe it's better that way. Anyways, gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Listeners and viewers, thank you for joining us. We're going to have a fun presentation today, and by presentation I mean a terrific, quick-ish episode. We say that every time, but JJ does have to go in an hour or less, so we're gonna go through this. But we have a few things we wanted to touch on that happened over the last week or so in the world of wrestling, and I think it's gonna be. I think we have a pretty good topic here. I'm gonna kick us off with the big topic, the one that ruled my Twitter feed. I woke up early in the morning trying to find out what everybody was talking about. Wrestle Kingdom. Wrestle Kingdom 11, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Every single person on my Twitter feed was talking about it. People that I didn't even know were into wrestling were talking about this. So I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. I wish I could watch it, but I don't have the streaming service.
It was like 4 o'clock in the morning.
And it was 4 o'clock in the morning, yeah, exactly. 1 o'clock at night for you, right? Something like that, JJ, or whatever. You're closer to the actual time zone.
Closer, but it's still.
It's closer, but like completely opposite.
Still freaking brutal.
Yes. I did manage to catch up on the events later, including what... we already have a very top contender for a match of the year, which is going to be tough to beat. But Okada versus Omega, which was the title bout. Okada was the champ since like July or something. In a 45 or 50-minute epic battle. I mean, this was a match for. This was it's going to be a tough match to top for a long time because it was both of the guys were just absolutely fantastic. Kenny Omega was, he had the kind of the good heel feel to him, and Okada had the face, but the match kind of kept going back and forth. And for me, this is my first time watching New Japan Wrestling, and what an intro. I'm hoping everything is as good as this is because, wow, my mind is blown. And I'm so thankful that you guys brought me up to speed slightly on it before it started. But give me your thoughts before I continue gushing over this thing.
The storytelling just within the match, even if you had no idea what the hell is going on in that match, you could tell that you could just feel the story being told in the ring with those two, and just the passion that Kenny Omega had trying to capture his. That's his thing. It's his lifelong dream to win that championship on the Tokyo Dome show, and he got so close but didn't quite hit it. And
it was
just perfectly paced.
Yeah. Yes, perfectly paced.
It was what, a 40-minute match, and it did not feel that long.
No, and you just felt like there were multiple moments throughout that thing that got you like it was really easy to sort of mark out during that match. Like it was as close to sort of like a perfect wrestling match that you could get, like it's just pure wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dave
Meltzer gave it 6 stars.
6 stars,
potential 5. So
one of the things I loved so much about the match was you mentioned the pacing, but it was I don't want to say back to basics match, but it kind of was, because every move was done almost flawlessly. Even when there were kind of flubs along the way, they were able to work themselves into other positions, other stances, other movesets. And it was, if you're ever trying to get somebody into understanding what the basics of wrestling are and how to execute, especially for people in like NXT and some of the the startups and stuff in the area, this is the kind of match you want to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a lot of matches on TV where the announcers go on about what does he have to do to defeat that guy. Like, this was a match that really, I mean, you didn't need the commentators to tell that story for you. Yeah. You got that sense really well from this match, from each of the guys. Like, how many rainmakers does he have to hit before he finally beats Omega, right? It's,
and Omega never got to like hit his finisher, he
tried and tried.
He kept trying. He
kept softening him up more and more.
There, so.
Yeah.
I was there. You talk about the pacing and not hitting the finish, that kind of stuff, but here, like I loved how the first third of the match was. Clearly Kenny Omega was in control. It looked like he had worn down Okada, and then that second third, Okada was in control. And you saw that absolutely amazing flip out to the throw into the table.
Oh, the back body drop.
The body.
Oh boy.
I felt that at my desk at the office. I think I probably cringed a little bit. And then that last third was just back and forth. I was physically exhausted watching these guys. I mean, kudos to them for lasting this entire match at that high level and being able to pull it off.
Yeah. It's just like, it's a match that will be talked about for a very long time. Not just this year, but for like next year's Wrestle Kingdom will roll around and it'll be like, well, what can they do that again? Like, because we don't know where Kenny Omega's going from here. So he sent out a tweet saying that he's stepping away from Japan right now.
Okay.
So that's probably all part of the storyline, but at the same time, he probably also wants to not necessarily to other commitments and other things, just to maybe do some American wrestling a little bit more, strike while the iron's hot for Kenny Omega in particular.
And the social media buzz based off of that match, I think, it may be smart for him to get out there. Yeah, you're right.
Well,
and he's a guy that started off as sort of almost a comedy wrestler too. So to sort of really flip his career around into where it is now,
switch his career,
switch his career around.
Yeah,
nailed it.
I mean, he's it wasn't all that long ago he wrestled a young girl, like 10-year-old girl in the ring. Like that was a match that happened with Kenny Omega. Now
that promotion DDT has really got some interesting stuff going on there. It's usually pretty entertaining too, but it's the wrestling the girl and Dally, one of their champions was literally a blow-up doll.
Yeah.
What? Wait, really?
Yeah, and they had good matches too.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, but anyway, but as far as Kenny Omega goes, some of the comments I've been reading online are saying that New Japan is really looking for an aggressive expansion worldwide, heading westward, and the phrase something akin to, if Vince is worried about the ITV deal for the British wrestling, he needs to throw as much money as he can at Kenny Omega to get him to not go back to New Japan and try to cut their knees out a little bit before they get really rolling.
Yeah, they've got some shows coming up in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, they realized like this was a huge American push for them this time around, and like all of their major shows are going to be in English this year on the New Japan World and stuff. So I think starting tomorrow on Access, you can start watching Wrestle Kingdom is going to be in English on American television.
Oh, really? On Access? Okay.
All right. Yeah. So they're doing like it's like a 4-week special. So so like in like a month you'll be able to see the Kenny Omega match on television.
Which would be fine. I'd like to see it in high def.
With new commentary. It's got a different commentary track than what the New Japan one.
You know what's interesting though is, speaking of that commentary track, I felt that those guys did a good job of just letting them wrestle and only chiming in when they needed to. Only giving commentary when they needed to. That's one of my biggest. I don't want to say pet peeves, but one of the issues that I've always had with American wrestling commentary is that, half the time the match is them talking and telling stories off to the side that it sounds like for baseball fans would know, it's like Harry Carey would be doing a wrestling match.
Yeah, WCW used to just like talk about everything but the match that was going on. Like that was like at a point you would just hit mute. Like I don't care what the NWO did earlier tonight or what they're gonna do later tonight. I just wanted to give me some color on what's going on in the ring.
That's a good point. There, like Carino and Kelly were laser focused on what was going on in that main event. Like I watched the earlier parts of Wrestle Kingdom 11 as well, and where things were less serious and they were doing more jokey, cheeky stuff. I didn't find the commentary it was okay, but it wasn't super. But by the time that main event came, there was they were again laser focused on what was happening and not deviating or being silly. This is unbelievable, and
I think they realized they were experiencing something that that they were living through something that was pretty awesome. Because I think at a couple points they got really kind of excited. You could hear the audible excitement from them as things are starting to unfold in front of them, and I don't think they could. I mean, the crowd was so into it. I mean, every pin, every fall, everything was, the crowd was the
I'll be
third
very
man.
Interested to hear Jim Ross's commentary on that match, though. That'll be it'll be night and day between what you watched originally and what the Jim Ross commentary will be.
Sure, yeah, but
that'll be interesting enough.
Great match. Definitely opened up a lot more people to New Japan, and I'm hoping that that's something that will catch fire a little bit and give some of the other promotions in the U.S. And I don't want to say run for their money, but just kind of open the eyes for how things could be. We had the Cruiserweight Classic, which was a lot of fun. It was just good wrestling, good stories. It was done really well. There wasn't anything crazy and over the top, and the matches were great. And New Japan did the same thing. I mean, really good match. That obviously this solid championship match, and I'm hopeful that other promotions can learn a lot from what's.
A lot of people don't realize that the day after Wrestle Kingdom is just immediately another New Japan show.
Yeah,
there was another show the next night that actually had some really cool stuff going on.
It's anyways, all great stuff. I look forward to getting into New Japan now because it was certainly got me interested in it. So
it's actually cheaper to subscribe to New Japan World by not by much, but to be a subscriber to New Japan World is cheaper than WWE Network by cents. But it's still it's weird that
I'd be curious
if well worth a subscription.
If this is something that WWE Network looks at purchasing tapes down the line, like they are doing potentially with TNA, our next subject.
Segue.
JJ, can you tell us You tweeted over that wonderful photograph of that brand new logo. Tell me what's been happening. Tell me what's happening with TNA.
Yeah, it looks like everything that sort of expected to happen happened. Anthem came in, they scooped up that network, that company, and Dixie's been pushed out of her position. Like, she's still with the company, but she's not the CEO anymore. She's not the head of that company. So who knows? Maybe this is what they needed. I mean, they've been all the same people are there, and they have good talent. So it's the creative team that they sort of needed to revamp a little bit too. So
yes.
But it sounds like Jeff Jarrett's back.
I've heard that. Yeah, Jarrett's back.
Dutch Mantel's back.
Oh, is he? I didn't know about Dutch.
Yeah, it looks like, because he was creative back in the day.
He was, yeah.
Around the time that Jim Cornette was there too.
Cornette, yeah.
So that's a good team. Like, as long as you keep Vince Russo out of the grouping, like.
But Billy Corgan. Sorry, what?
Billy Corgan's out.
Like, yeah, he's out.
Yeah. There's no bringing him back in at this point. Like, they paid him off. He's gone, and he's riding off into the sunset at this point now. Try another wrestling organization some other time.
Yeah, I was listening to Jim Ross's podcast, and Dave Lagana has gone with him to do whatever they're going to do. The writer Dave Lagana. Yeah. I mean, he's going to be somewhere. There's going to be another wrestling organization that Billy Corgan pops up in. So this isn't his first one, and it won't be his last one. He's passionate about it, and he's going to make it work. God damn it!
How do you feel about the Hardy stuff? I mean, do you think that's going to continue much longer in TNA, or?
I think they're gonna beat it to the ground. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not going to just ride off into the sunset as well. It's going to be they're just going to keep doing it until nobody cares anymore. Like, it's good, but it's fun, but you can't, you can't sustain it for particularly long.
Sure.
Until people are like, all right, this is just exactly what it was, the second and third time.
Well, I mean, it was a pretty big thing for them in 2016. Maybe the only thing that was, keeping them in the talked about positively. Yeah. It would seem that they're going to do some things with Ring of Honor as well, maybe with the Bucks. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's only a matter of time until one of those Hardys make their way back to the WWE. Like, it's going to happen. Like, there's no doubt. Like, WWE always loved Jeff Hardy. Like, they were big fans of him and pushed him. Like, even when it wasn't in their best interest to push Jeff Hardy, they pushed Jeff Hardy. So,
do you think it's something that could happen during the Royal Rumble?
No,
not in that time frame. Maybe next Royal Rumble or something.
Okay.
But...
Yeah.
Okay. Well, TNA, that logo.
It looks like I said, it looks like a casino's logo. It's
it totally does.
Swooping owl, and
it's a bad looking owl too. It's The
it looks like it's supposed to have some sort of hidden object in it, but it just doesn't. It's just.
Well, the owl's legs are the A, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, are they? Okay. Ooh.
They gave it to somebody in the intern department to work on. But we'll see what happens to TNA.
I will say it's got me curious enough that I've been checking out the taping spoilers just to see what what things they've been doing. So few gimmick tweaks and changes, but they're moving along there. Seem a little bit par for the course, but some changes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
And spoilers, they got Cody back again, so like he's making his rounds. He was on the New Japan show too, doing his thing, and as a member of Bullet Club, and he's doing Ring of Honor stuff and TNA stuff and
whatever he wants. Really,
Cody's making his rounds.
It's kind of amazing how I understand WWE, but I'm still green on all these other promotions and how wrestlers will go between them and have multiple contracts signed and daily contracts, things like that.
Yeah, he's sort of unique amongst all of this too. So it's like
that is
very
true.
few people are wrestling in like 5 organizations at once, or
and appearing on TV and all the other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Let's move on to the recently announced and coming up, I guess, this weekend, United Kingdom UK Championship tournament that will be taking place. It's going to be a 2-day event, I believe.
Yep, 2-day event live from
wherever.
Yeah, wherever Regal's from.
UK.
Blackpool. From Blackpool.
Okay, Blackpool, yeah.
Yeah, and it's airing local time, 8 o'clock p.m. I think, or whatever, and so it'll be early here in the afternoon. So I mean, I'll probably catch up on it later in the day because I won't be around to watch it live, but
I may just wait till it's all done and just sort of watch it and like have it on in the background during the entire day, Sunday night or something, like
try to avoid the spoilers, whatever. But like I was saying before, like the CWC, I was about 85% or 80% green to all the people who were all the participants. This time it's 99%. Like I've heard of that. Is it Trent Seven or something? His name is. I've heard that name. I've heard that name at least.
Yeah, there are names that I have read on different websites for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But like literally the only person I'm familiar with is Nigel McGuinness, and he's just on the commentary team. So.
I don't know. I don't think I know anybody besides McGuinness on the entire in this entire thing. But I mean, that could be interesting to me. I didn't know anybody from New Japan, so I guess
the title belt looks real good.
The title belt looks good. It's got the English coat of arms in there, kind of stylized a little bit, and it has the Lewin the Great and the Scottish
Unicorn. For WWE to be doing what they're doing with this tournament, because that's a sort of untapped market for them. Like, nobody really knows what their end game is, but it's sort of like, if they have a UK champion, do they run shows out of the UK? Is it going to be like
there's going to be a show that's going to be, there's going to be a championship for a new UK show, right?
There's a ton of wrestlers in that region that just don't have the opportunity to be seen in America. So to open the door to like a bunch, there are a ton of UK promotions out there. Like, open it up to these people over there. And, like you have an NXT of UK basically at this point, like
basically, yeah. And I don't think that these guys are locked into like exclusive contracts with
some of them,
with them. They can bounce around a little bit.
Yeah, I think one of them was with TNA, but they didn't re-sign their contract or something to do this. But most of these guys are like, I think like What Culture Pro Wrestling like has contracts on some guys, but like other than that, it's sort of the Wild West over there right now.
And they've tried to revive it over the last few years, the last 10 years or so on UK TV, and they haven't been able to. I think there was like a show called I did a quick little read up on this stuff. There's a show called like Celebrity Wrestling or something, which had obviously wrestling celebrities in wrestling bouts. But there really wasn't anything that caught fire, either promotion wise or show wise. So there are a lot of wrestlers out there. There's a lot of great athletes out there.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of buzz around like the What Culture Pro Wrestling League. Like I've been seeing that name pop up a lot more, and some big names rolling through there and stuff. So there's fire being stoked underneath UK wrestling. So it's interesting. It's gonna be super interesting.
I'm totally curious. There's it's gonna be something that's gonna be on in the background for me, but because it's basically afternoon time for me for both days, I think it's something that it's not going to detract me from whatever else I'm doing around the house. That's a positive, and
it's probably going to end up being one of those things where I have to listen to people to know which match in particular I should really be watching.
Sure. Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah, and it'll be different than the CWC, which was drawn out over many weeks. Yeah. This is very compressed compared to that, and hopefully we get a chance to get to know some of the guys. introduce to them in some way more so than, I'm assuming the pace will be pretty snappy as they try to get through this. So it is 2 days, not a single night tournament. So
2 days. Yep.
Yeah.
So there is a chance there, but I'm curious enough to watch it and get to know some of these new guys that I don't know. So
I'm going to do a segue here because speaking of wrestlers out of Great Britain and what have you, William Regal is rumored to be one of the Hall of Fame guys this year.
Is he really?
Oh wow, he should be.
Yeah, so there's a list of guys that are rumored to be in the Hall of Fame this year. Like, it's pretty much like DDP is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Christian.
Oh yeah, I've heard the Christian rumor. Yeah, I heard the Kurt Angle rumor actually.
Yeah, Mike Rotunda.
Okay.
IRS. The natural disasters. So.
Oh my lord, that would be awesome.
And Rick Rude.
Okay.
Isn't in there yet, which surprises a lot of people, but yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely overdue.
Yeah, so I sort of am very interested in who their headliner is going to be. Like, is DDP a headliner, or are they going to, like, that was sort of the who's your headliner out of that group? Like,
yeah.
So there's probably somebody else. They're kind of running low on who they can have be a headliner.
On a big name, yeah.
Yeah, like, because we're just this year, next year, year after will be the Undertaker.
Yeah,
you're gonna have a Daniel Bryan one at some point.
Well, yeah.
You're gonna have a Rock, like, at some point. Like, that one's probably within the next couple of years too.
Well, when Daniel Bryan has that last match with The Miz, it'd be a good year to put him in the Hall of Fame.
That might be the only match left at WrestleMania, since it looks like the Cena and Undertaker match might not be happening now. The rumored Cena Undertaker match.
I tell you guys, this Rumble coming up is sounding to be so big, like Mania is going to be like a 10-hour show.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's going to be a mega program.
I'm excited. I always love the Royal Rumble.
It's a genuinely big Rumble. Like, the star power that's going to be in this Rumble is huge. So
they're doing a good job promoting it. Yep.
Yeah. So
excellent.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about it in our.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah.
Which is probably going to be. I don't know how we'll figure it out. Either next week or the week after, we're going to have our pre-Rumble history of Royal Rumble podcast, and then our Rumble predictions episode. Which I think that might be a fun one to do, because we may have to set some lines for.
Yeah, the Rumble one is going to be tricky.
like last people, maybe last
Final Four.
Final Four is always a big one. Yeah.
Who's going to last the longest?
Yep. I will be completely wrong in the Royal. I'm just letting you guys know now. I'm already losing my title belt during the event, but
I have no idea at this point. Like, because WrestleMania seems so foreign to me this year, because I have no idea who's who, or like who's in the position to be the main event this year. Yeah. Like, who are they even positioning for that? Like, does the Undertaker win, and that's how they get their John Cena Undertaker match? Like, is that there?
Yeah.
Who knows? The second of the Lesnar and Goldberg matches, the second of the 3 Lesnar Goldberg matches that we'll probably have this year.
Yeah. It sounds like we're pretty much guaranteed that Big Show versus Shaq match.
Yes, yeah.
At this point.
Everybody but WWE themselves is saying it, so.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Celebrity matches always do really good, especially they should just make it the main event. That worked out well last time they did a celebrity main event.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I suppose our new UK champion will get a spot in the Rumble. They'll fly him in for a night.
Think.
Yeah.
I'm sure Samoa Joe will make his debut at this point now.
Yeah, I don't see what else there is to do with him.
Yeah, because he hasn't been at the tapings, so it sort of seems like that he's as good as there. I think so.
Well, gentlemen,
easy pick.
I think that's it for this week. Considering we actually covered 4 or 5 different topics here, we had good chat, and we're primed and ready to go on to future talk here about the Royal Rumble coming up. So lots to do.
Yep, I've got my notes being compiled as we speak.
Excellent. Yes, you are slowly. We're going to develop a wiki for the site for your notes. I think that'd be the fantastic way to do it. Yeah. But it's been awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you, listeners and viewers, for joining us. Always a pleasure. Thanks for switching over to us before you watch other things. Really horrible pun. Sorry about that. You can find us at SideQuesting. I apologize for not having the Twitter account set up. That will be set up shortly here. I keep forgetting because I'm old. Sorry. You can find me personally at Dolly Domofsky. JJ, where can I find you? Besides at work in about an hour.
Half an hour. Half an hour.
It's at _double_J.
And
John, where can they find you besides Fast Asleep?
At John Kehoe, JONKEHOE. Hey, Dahlia, I suppose after today it'll be switchquesting.com, won't it, or what?
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, we might have to do that. Everybody,
all I'm saying is Nintendo better announce a new pro wrestling game. It's been
what if that's like the big thing that they? I mean, there's a bunch of games that are supposedly 15 games being announced tonight. So
15. Oh my God.
We shall see 15 launch titles.
The Amazon deserves to exist in 2017, and I demand it at this point.
Yes. God, wouldn't that be great if that's like a launch title? Oh man, we would have to completely change the format of the show. You know what? I'm actually surprised. There's a rumor that there is Smash Brothers is coming to the Switch as a launch title. Wouldn't it be great if they included a couple of the wrestlers?
I'm actually super surprised they never bothered putting like Starman in there.
Yes, Starman and the Amazon. I mean, those two would be perfect. Yes. Who knows? A girl can dream. All right, I'll let you guys go. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you on the next SQW.